Hi, this is Yichen. So in this video, I would like to walk through how I approach this problem. So the first thing I did was to figure out how to break down the page into different components. As we can see, we will need an overall table component, and then for each row, we will need a child component, the table row. So I start with the table component. And decide to fetch and store the JSON data in this parent component. And I use map to erase through the table data and render each table row as a child component. So once I render the data correctly, I start working on the add depth button. So to get the depth information, I decide to have input field for each column and a save button. So here's an example how it works. Yeah, so once you click Save button, it will add a new row in this table. And then I create a component called depth input. So each input field is a control component. The input value will be stored in this component state. Once a user click on the Save button, the input value will be sent to the parent table component and saved to the table data, which will be rendered on the page. So the next feature I worked on was the checkbox. I was facing a challenge of managing the check and unchecked state of each row along with the header checkbox. I thought about keeping the state in the child table row component. However, it would be hard for the parent component to know which boxes are checked. So I decided to add an attribute checked as a true or false in each row data to represent the state. So when the header checkbox is clicked, all the row data as checked attribute will be updated accordingly. And when a single row's checkbox is clicked, it will find that row and then update the checked attribute. Once I have the checked state stored in the parent table component, it's very easy to calculate the checked row count and the total balance for all the checked depths. And for the remove depth button, I also utilize the checked attribute to filter out and remove the checked depths when clicked. So here's an example. So if you check the row you want to remove, and then you click the remove depth button, it's gonna be remove this row from the table. So once I finished the functionality, I worked on the styling. I added borders to the table and style the buttons and adjust the overall layout. So this is how I approach this project. Thank you for watching.